Right now, cloudy with a chance of showers. Chris is tracking our Sunday rain chances and your work week forecast just ahead. And ready to the races, some of the toughest bikers, runners, and swimmers are stretching their muscles as they prepare for a grueling day ahead. We are live from the starting line of this year's Ironman.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:30 in the morning on September 8th. I'm Keely Arthur, in with meteorologist Chris Reese. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Keely. Nice color shirt you got going on there.
Oh, same to you.
We didn't plan it at all, but...
Yeah, we actually take this very seriously,
yes.
Our coordination, but we want to look good for you guys.
That's right.
The weather looking okay for the Ironman?
It's all right. We're going to see some chances for showers around. I think most folks end up a little drier today, but... it's going to be cloudy, and that chance for showers and thunderstorms will certainly be here. Here's a live look over the Edgewater sky camera right now. You see the cloud cover that has joined the picture on the Sunday. 57 degrees right now. Winds coming out of the north and east at 7 miles per hour as well. That's helping keep the air a little bit drier and a little bit cooler. Here's the thicker cloud cover that you do see in place. A lot of the heaviest shower and thunderstorm activity is actually pulled towards the south, over parts of southeastern Iowa and central Illinois. We're watching some other showers just back towards the north and west. This will be moving in from southern Minnesota into north central Wisconsin. That'll keep that shower chance around as we go through today. Here's weather track again, just zooming in on our actual viewing area. And you'll notice the heaviest rain is indeed just south of us. That's why I think some folks will end up staying a little bit drier as we go through the morning. Elsewhere, temperatures are pretty much all into the 50s. 58 in Lone Rock, Mineral Point, and Janesville, both at 59. Some cooler air as you work your way up towards Green Bay and the Fox River Valley, but for the most part, all of us are similar in temperature. The cloud cover sticks around all day today. We'll see those highs struggle through the 60s simply because of that cloud cover coming on through. And then one of the other things I'm watching is the fact that we stay unsettled headed into Monday as well. So Keely, this morning is by far not the only rain chance we have this week. Of course, that's what I'm going to be timing out in Maine weather.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually going to an outdoor concert tonight with my dad in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
All right, so we're keeping the fingers crossed.
Yes.
All right.
All right, thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, into the Channel 3000 Alert Center, the town of Beloit's Police Department is asking for your help in tracking down thieves in the area. In a Facebook post overnight, the police department's page says it received multiple reports of thefts from vehicles in the Garden Village area. Officers are also looking for any kind of video footage taken in that area between 7 and 9 o'clock Saturday night. This comes after the department posted a similar message Friday morning. You can contact police by calling the number at the bottom of your screen. Also breaking overnight, a missing Madison man has been found safe. A silver alert was issued after 77-year-old Donald Miller was reported missing late Saturday. Madison police tell us he is okay and they are not releasing any additional information at this time. Now to the latest on Hurricane Dorian. Right now, the death toll is still at 43 in the Bahamas, but officials on the ground there expect that number to sharply rise as hundreds of people are still missing. The United Nations believes that at least 70,000 people are homeless on Grand Bahama and the Abaco Islands. This is new video of the island's damage. Experts say it will take at least 5 years for towns like East Bay to return to normal, and the cost will run into the billions of dollars. They call this kind of damage, quote, unprecedented. Meanwhile, overnight, Hurricane Dorian kicked up big white-capped waves on the east coast of Canada. This is forecasted to be the last stop for the slow-moving storm, which is now lashing our northern neighbors with strong winds and pouring rain. Dorian officially made landfall as what's known as the post-tropical cyclone. Hurricane effects went into effect as well for central and eastern Nova Scotia, plus Newfoundland. Well, what a way to start the season for the Badgers. The Wisconsin football team opened with a 61-0 win over Central Michigan Saturday. Jay Wilson has more from camp.
The Badgers came in as 35-point favorites over Central Michigan, and they covered the spread by halftime. 61-0, the Badgers' second straight shutout. Let's start with the defense. They were spectacular again. They held Central Michigan to 3 first downs and just 58 total yards in the game. And offensively, Jack Cohn threw for 363 yards and threw 2 touchdown passes to Quintez Cephas, making a triumphant return in his home opener this season at Camp Randall Stadium. And oh, by the way, Jonathan Taylor, 102 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns, and another touchdown receiving. Badgers have outscored their opponents 110-0 in their first 2 games. We'll hear from them coming up later in sports. At Camp Randall Stadium, Jay Wilson, News 3 Now Sports.
A very exciting day. The game was also fans' first chance to hear from new UW band director Dr. Corey Pompey. Mike LeCrone was the director of the marching band from 1969 until his retirement earlier this year. Pompey has an extensive background working with marching bands across the country. He served as an assistant instructor at the University of Texas and taught in Alabama for several years. Earlier this week, Pompey told News 3 Now he plans to, quote, create a sense of community and a sense of family within the band. UWPD says they handed out 22 citations at the game, 21 of which were issued to UW students. 19 of those were for underage drinking, while 3 citations were also issued for possession of false identification. 19 UW students were arrested at the Badgers game. Well, looking ahead, we have some first alert traffic changes to know about before you start your work week. East Milwaukee Street will be closed starting at 6 Monday morning, all the way until 6 p.m. Thursday evening. Crews will be changing interstate northbound bridges over that roadway. There are other closures in Janesville as part of the ongoing I-3990 expansion project that starts at different times throughout the week. You can find updates on the DOT's website. And U.S. Highway 12 in Sauk County will be down to a single lane tomorrow morning. This will affect traffic going in both directions between Water Street and State Street, Highway 78. Traffic delays are expected during peak times, and Wisconsin DOT is recommending you take alternative routes. Crews will be working on the bridge across the Wisconsin River in Sauk County. Now, that construction will continue into the fall, stop during the winter, and then pick back up again in the spring. It's scheduled to be finished by May of 2020. The first full week of school started last week for most grade school kids, and in an effort to keep students safe this year, a special sting operation is now underway in one Rock County community. Police in the town of Beloit are increasing patrol to catch drivers illegally passing school buses to better protect students going back to school.
It's our youngest kids that are on our buses. We're trying to do everything we can to protect the safety of our students. If they're not safe and comfortable, then learning's not really an option.
Last year, 39 citations were handed out for drivers passing stopped school buses. Police say the extra patrol will last all week long, but they'll be working with the school district to catch these drivers all school year. They say no matter how big of a hurry you're in, you need to slow down. After 12 years of work, the village of Shorewood Hills has a new bike trail. Saturday, the village cut a ribbon on its new path, which connects the Blackhawk Path from Middleton to the campus commuter path and then on to the Isthmus. Village officials call the project the, quote, missing link, since it's connecting a portion of the east and west path, and they hope it will drastically improve safety there.
We worked with the developers one by one, and we just worked with them to incorporate this little stretch of land here, but it was a laborious process. We had to work parcel by parcel by parcel, but we did, and now it's complete, and now we have this wonderful new multi-path bikeway that's already been very, very popular.
Officials say drivers, pedestrians, and bikers will all be more safe thanks to the new path. New this morning, some of the best athletes are in Madison. We're taking a live look at the starting line of the annual Ironman Wisconsin Triathlon. The competition starts with the swing portion of the race beginning at 6:40 at the Monona Terrace. The biking portion will cover a total of 112 miles across Dane County before the race wraps up with a marathon through downtown Madison and the UW campus and the finish on MLK Boulevard. Of course, the race means plenty of road closures for the biking and running portions. In the city of Madison, closures for the biking will last from about 7:30 in the morning until 5:30 at night. That includes East Lakeside Street, east of John Nolan Drive, Olin Turville Court, and the Beltline on and off ramps from Rimrock Road, as well as Badger Road west of Rimrock. The running route will also have some major streets closed from noon until midnight. That includes much of the Capitol Square, State Street, Langdon Street, University Ave, Monroe Street, and West Dayton. We have links to all of these maps and closures on our website, channel3000.com. And before today's big race, future Ironman triathletes hit the Capitol Square Saturday for a series of races. Hundreds of kids raced towards the finish line for Iron Kids Fun Run. This year, Iron Kids added new races like Diaper Dash, so cute, so that even babies could participate. Well, it is 6:41, and here is a live look outside. Chris has your full first alert forecast just ahead.
It's a cloudy morning here through south central Wisconsin as we watch for a chance of some showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two to join the picture later on. I think for the most part, it's just going to be showers. There's not a lot of instability out there. Temperature-wise, we are into the 50s, 57 for Madison, Janesville at 59, 55 as you work your way up towards Watertown, Juneau at 53 right now. And those winds coming out of the north and east at 7 miles per hour. Relative humidity at 87%. So we're getting getting to that point where it is humid enough for the rain to actually reach the ground. Once it begins to fall out of the sky, the question is just a matter of where that rain is actually shaping up for us. Right now, most of the shower activity is towards the south of Madison. You have one lone little area of showers that's moving through Monroe over towards Janesville as we speak. This just moved out of Darlington. We may see some additional showers working their way in from the north and west later on today. Watch more shower activity continue to increase, especially as you work your way towards southern Minnesota. That's gradually going to work its way towards northern and central Wisconsin, and then I think that we'll have the chance to slide towards the south as well, bringing us more shower chances. But for the most part, one of the things we will see today is certainly added cloud cover. Look for that cloud cover, folks, to be hanging around for us as we go through the day. It's just unfortunately going to be one of those grayer kinds of Sundays. But one of the things we're watching is this area of low pressure that's going to be over the high plains right now. That's gradually moving our direction, and eventually this warm front comes our direction too. It's a very slow moving system, but once that southerly wind begins to take over, especially into Monday and Tuesday, you're really going to get in on some warmer temperatures, but this is also going to help things stay unsettled this week with just some instability, rain chances rather, the showers and thunderstorms that go up into the afternoon of just about each and every day. But going through today, we'll see those chances for showers. Temperatures only top out around 67 degrees. The cloud cover sticks around. We'll see more rain chances on Monday. Here we are into Tuesday, and I kept that going in fast speed just because I wanted you to see how many rain chances came on through. It was rain chance after rain chance after rain chance, but none of them were major washouts. It was more so just some areas of some scattered showers and thunderstorms at times. But then we jump up into the 80s each and every single day that we are in the 80s. We'll see those chances for showers and thunderstorms. They will primarily be in the evenings, so you'll have several hours of dry time as well. By Saturday, we will begin to cool back down with those temperatures into the 70s and low 70s by early next week.
You know, like you said, kind of a gray day, but after such a chaotic, busy day for a lot of people, Saturday, maybe it's nice to have a great day. Wear some PJs.
Drink some apple cider because the leaves are changing at this point.
I broke out the pumpkin spice candle yesterday. So.
I'm trying not to, you know, do anything like that, but we'll see.
More self-control than the rest of us. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, just ahead, when you think of the biggest musicians of past generations, what names come to mind? Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson? Well, what about Vince Gill? A look at his record-setting resume and a sit-down you'll only see on CBS is just ahead. Thanks for watching. Well, welcome back. When you look at a list of artists with the most Grammy wins, near the top you'll find Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, and Vince Gill. With 21 awards, Gill has more Grammy wins than any other male country artist, and his success continues today. Our Anthony Mason sat down with Gill this week.
For his new album, Okie, Oklahoma-born Vince Gill brought out some old songs he'd been keeping in a desk drawer.
She's forever changed.
Forever Changed was written, he says, 7 or 8 years ago.
You obviously see it on a daily basis, what that song's about.
You put your hands where they don't belong.
It's about sexual abuse.
And now her innocence is dead and gone.
You had an incident yourself.
Yeah, and I don't know that it came from that, because what happened to me was the basketball coach in 7th grade tried to act on me in his office and put his hand on my leg and got a little further and further, and so this doesn't feel normal. And I jumped up and I ran out of the office. But I think what I want to convey in that song most is just to tell people somebody's hurting for them and that you didn't do anything wrong.
The album also includes a tribute to his late friend, Merle Haggard.
In a world without a hacker.
And the morning he died, I just sat down and wrote that song. You needed to do that. Yeah, that's how I grieve. Is it? Yeah, I go to music for grief. It's cheaper than therapy.
Vince Gill started going to music early, growing up in Oklahoma City.
This looks like your report card.
Yeah, it could be. It won't be good.
He gave his first performance in 2nd grade at the Cleveland Elementary School.
I played House of the Rising Sun, so I knew the die was cast. The first song I sang in front of people was about a cat house in New Orleans. I bought this guitar when I was 18 years old.
Gill paid a small fortune for the vintage Martin he'd take out on the road.
And that $1,600 that I bought this guitar with was all the money I had in the world.
It was everything.
It was every dime.
This old guitar and me, and the things that we've been through. C.F. Martin built it back in 1942.
He'd have his first hit song with the band Pure Prairie League in 1980.
Awesome. Yeah. Getting to be on American Bandstand, Solid Gold, and all these cool shows, you know.
After a few years, Gill left to go solo. But his first few albums didn't take off. And in 1989, Mark Knopfler asked him to join Dire Straits.
Was it a tempting offer at the time?
Of course. While it would have solved an awful lot of problems for me financially, I said, if you don't bet on yourself, how are you going to get anybody else to?
The bet paid off on his next album.
'Cause nobody answered.
With the title song, When I Call Your Name.
It had everything going against it. It was a 4-minute and 48-second waltz.
So why did it work?
I don't know. It just struck a nerve with people.
It was the first of 17 straight top 10 country hits for Gill in the 90s, 5 of which went to #1.
I still believe in you.
That earned him the 21 Grammys that line his home studio. He also became a highly sought-after collaborator, performing with hundreds of other artists, including his wife, Amy Grant, who he met recording this duet. Then, a few years ago, the Eagles, after the sudden death of Glenn Frey, asked Gill to tour with them.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
I couldn't be more grateful that they thought of me.
Take it to the limit one more time.
But he could feel Eagles fans were a little suspicious.
I get in front of their crowd, I could feel this kind of holding your breath when I'd start singing. It's like, oh, it's not the guy. It's not the guy I'm used to. And then after a couple of verses of this and that, I could just literally see them just go, oh, it's going to be okay.
He's been touring with the Eagles for more than 2 years now.
Would you keep doing it?
Absolutely. I just like being part of the band, and I always have. I was always a little bit uncomfortable being the focal point.
What were you uncomfortable with?
Just being noticed. I don't need preferential treatment.
You don't have a posse?
I don't have much of a posse, and I drive myself pretty much everywhere I go, and so I'm somewhat abnormal, really, I think, but in my mind it feels normal, so I like that.
Well, what a talent. The Eagles are playing 3 shows in Las Vegas later this month and early October. It'll be the band's first live performance of the iconic Hotel California album from beginning to end. Well, stay with us. There is a full hour of news ahead. Next, we are running through the day's top stories. But first, here's a preview of what's to come on an all-new For the Record.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Neil Heinen. Today on For the Record, we will preview the annual Mental Illness Awareness and Education event, NAMI Walks. And we'll take the opportunity to assess where we are in our understanding of mental illness and the many factors that contribute to our mental health. My guests are National Alliance for Mental Illness Dane County Executive Director Anna Moffett and NAMI Dane County member and volunteer Brianna Goss. And that's coming up this morning at 10:30 on News 3 Now.
Right now, a night in Italy. That is what it feels like to dine at a popular Madison restaurant. We'll take you along to check out Naples 15.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. It's September 8th. I'm Keely Arthur. We'll get a check on your weather with Chris in just a second. But first, here are 3 things to know as you get your day started. The town of Beloit's Police Department is asking for your help in tracking down thieves in the area. In a Facebook post overnight, the police department's page said it received multiple reports of thefts from vehicles in the Garden Village area. Officers are also looking for any video footage taken in that area between 7 and 9 o'clock Saturday night. This is the second time in just 3 days the department has posted a message like this. The 2019 Ironman is officially underway this morning. The event brings some of the best athletes in the Midwest to Madison each year. You are taking a live look at the swimming portion of the competition, which started just about 20 minutes ago in Lake Monona. Then the biking portion will cover a total of 112 miles across Dane County before the race wraps up with a marathon through downtown Madison and the UW campus. The finish line is on Martin Luther King Boulevard. And of course, the race means plenty of road closures for the biking and running portions. In the city of Madison, closures for the biking will last from about 7:30 in the morning until 5:30 at night. That includes East Lakeside Street, east of John Nolan Drive, Olin Turville Court, and the Beltline on and off ramps from Rim Rock Road, as well as Badger Road west of Rim Rock. Then the running routes will also have some major street closures from noon until midnight. That includes much of the Capitol Square, State Street, Langdon Street, University Avenue, Monroe Street, and West Dayton. We have links to all of the maps and closures over on our website, channel3000.com. And here is Chris Reese. Chris, some good weather for those athletes?
Hopefully we'll stay dry, and I think we might end up lucking out here throughout south central Wisconsin. Yes, a lot of cloud cover out there right now, and we will see the cloud cover pretty much all day long. Plenty cloudy, 57 degrees right now. Winds coming out of the east to northeast at 8 miles per hour. Sometimes that east to northeasterly wind brings just a little bit more drier air in here, and it works out in our favor. But again, most of the heavier rain, that's well to our south right now. What we're looking for are some showers developing out throughout southern Minnesota. Perhaps that will begin to move our direction as we go through the day, but it's not going to be all that widespread in coverage. Again, most of the shower activity to our south right now, so any of the athletes who are out doing their thing at the moment, you're going to be fine. Just a lot of cloud cover. Temperatures still in the 50s throughout all of south central Wisconsin, though. 54 in Wautoma. The Dells at 55 right now. Camp Douglas also at 54. Look for temperatures to gradually warm up. But with the cloud cover, it's going to be hard to really get those temperatures to budge. So we'll be staying in the 60s for those highs today, but we have more rain chances to come, especially moving towards Monday. We'll be talking about the unsettled week ahead in Maine weather. Keely.
All right, Chris. Well, looking ahead, we have some first alert traffic changes to know about before you start your work week. East Milwaukee Street will be closed starting at 6 Monday morning all the way until 6 p.m. Thursday evening. Now, crews will be staining the interstate's northbound bridge over that roadway. There are other closures in Janesville as part of the ongoing I-3990 expansion project that starts at different times throughout the week. You can find updates on the DOT's website. And U.S. Highway 12 in Sauk County will be down to a single lane tomorrow morning. This will affect traffic going in both directions between Water Street and Highway 78. Traffic delays are expected to peak during these times, and WISC-DOT is recommending you take alternate routes. Crews will be working on the bridge across the Wisconsin River in Sauk County. Now, that construction will continue into the fall, stop in the winter, and then pick back up again in the spring. It is scheduled to end in May of 2020. Well, now to the latest on Hurricane Dorian. Right now, the death toll is still at 43 in the Bahamas, but officials on the ground there expect that number to sharply rise as hundreds of people are still missing. The United Nations believes at least 70,000 people are homeless on Grand Bahama and the Abaco Islands. This is new video of the island's damages. Experts say it will take at least 5 years for towns like East Bay to return to normality, and the cost will run into the many billions of dollars. They call this kind of damage, quote, unprecedented. Meanwhile, overnight, Hurricane Dorian kicked up big white capped waves on the east coast of Canada. This is forecasted to be the last stop for the slow-moving storm, which is now lashing our northern neighbors with strong winds and pouring rain. Dorian officially made landfall as what's known as a post-tropical cyclone. Hurricane advisories went into effect as well for central and eastern Nova Scotia, plus Newfoundland. Well, breaking news overnight from the Badgers. Safety Scott Nelson announced on social media that he will be out for the season. Now, he didn't play during the team's big Saturday win because of a leg injury, but even without him, the Badgers won a home opener in a row against Central Michigan. Now, here are the highlights. Scoreless in the first, Jonathan Taylor gets the handoff and scores the first touchdown at Camp Randall in the 2019 season. Fast forward to the second quarter, Nakia Watson scores one, and it's 30-0 Badgers. Then, with the clock winding down in the third, Jack Cohn shows off his arm, making a 46-yard play to Quintez Cephas. That was his second touchdown of the game and his first score since 2017 when he broke his leg. Graham Mertz made his quarterback debut for Wisconsin in the fourth, but the team had already wrapped things up by then. The Badgers obliterate Central Michigan 61-0. Saturday's game marked the Badgers' second straight shutout this year. The last time that happened was back in 2013. As for Jonathan Taylor, he now has 24 games with 100 or more rushing yards, which ties him with Anthony Davis, 2 games behind Monte Ball in Badgers history. More local news now. This month's Tastemaker segment takes us to Naples. Not Italy, but Naples 15 restaurant in Madison. The tastemaker herself, Madison Magazine's Andrea Bailing, heads there for quite a feast.
My grandfather, when he used to be wake up in the morning, the first thing he used to say to the wife, say, "What do we eat today?"
First thing?
And soon he opened his eyes. And so it's like almost a feast every day. So we have now here, the first thing we have the caprese salad.
Caprese salad, oh yeah.
The caprese salad is very fresh with the buffalo mozzarella, cherry tomato, and fresh basil and olive oil. Very simple.
Simple.
And I will serve the caprese salad with the fresh wine. It's called Biancolella.
Okay.
From Ischia is this wine. Okay, this one is a spaghetti a vongole.
Okay, and that's...
Spaghetti a vongole is very, very from Naples. It's from like Naples. A fresh vongole brace. Spaghetti Gerardo di Nola.
Yum.
Spaghettone Gerardo di Nola. This one is paccheri, mezzi paccheri, with the gamberi e capesante. It means gamberi e capesante is sauté with olive oil, garlic, and shallots,
shrimp
and the scallops.
Oh,
usually the cheese doesn't go on the fish, but in this case, because it's a fresh dish, we put little mozzarella inside and saute with the mozzarella on the end.
Oh, cool.
So that's the only, exception for this. This one is gnocchi alla sorrentina.
Oh, that looks
gnocchi
so good.
alla sorrentina is a potato dumpling made with Samarzano tomato sauce, mozzarella, basilico, e parmigiano reggiano.
Okay. And this
one is risotto alla pescatore. More of a risotto is like a sartù di riso with the scallops, mussels, shrimp, and clams.
Delicious.
Olive oil and garlic. Everybody wants a pizza when they're hungry.
Right.
The pizza is like a beautiful, but right now, the pizza is like a full meal because the best ingredient you're serving to make a pizza is very simple. Farina, acqua, lievito, yeast, and olive oil, and tomato, and mozzarella. It's all fresh ingredients.
Just watching you over there, you make it look easy.
It's very easy, but very beautiful too for the stomach. It's not only good. This is one of the oldest pizzas. It's called marinara, with olive oil, garlic, and oregano.
Oh, and then
this one is called margherita.
Margherita.
With the buffalo mozzarella, Samarzano tomato, and Parmigiano, and olive oil.
And you told me margarita means daisy?
Margherita means daisy, yes.
That's cute, I like that.
And I will pairing this 2 margherita with fresh Mastro Berardino radici, bianco.
Okay.
Or with nero e a metà. Also is a wonderful Aglianico white.
So when people come in here to eat, do you help people pair their wines with their dishes?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have one of the icon wine from Mastro Berardino. Is the wine from Pompeii. It's called Villa dei Misteri. It's like 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago?
And the grapes are Sciascinoso e Piedirosso. So they become alive again.
Okay.
Thank you to this beautiful winery,
That's
which is
awesome.
do a wonderful job.
What is it like for you to bring this cuisine to Wisconsin?
Okay, I want to bring this cuisine to Wisconsin because it was my dream.
Is your dream?
Because when I came in Wisconsin, I see a lot of beautiful restaurants, but it was missing something of Naples from my hometown.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, someday, and I will be able to do that. And I did my best.
Do you feel like this is what you were meant to do?
I think that's beautiful. I mean, it's nice to sharing this. This is such a beautiful, this is a beautiful gift. You feel like you want to share.
And you're so good at it.
And I try to do my best.
Yeah. Well, thank you
God
so
bless.
much for having us in
Absolutely,
today.
absolutely. It was a pleasure to me. So if you don't mind, we can make a toast.
Absolutely.
You like white or red?
Yes. I would love red.
Red? And I will do the red as well. So
Cheers to you. Thank
cheers
you so
to you
much.
and God bless.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Grazie. Buon appetito e vi aspettiamo presto.
Well, it is 7-Eleven. If you're craving something to drink with your weekend meal, we're heading behind the scenes of a special kind of vineyard ahead in our 7:30 hour program. And as always, you can pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine for all of the best things to do, see, and eat right here in our area. Well, here is a live look outside. Chris has your full first alert forecast just ahead.
Well, the clouds are certainly around on this Sunday. We're watching chances for showers and thunderstorms to join the area, but a lot of them should be very hit or miss as we go throughout the day. This is a live look from the station camera. Of course, we do have the cloud cover. We see the same thing over at the Edgewater. 57 is the temperature right now with winds coming out of the east to northeast at about 8 miles per hour. We keep that around, folks, as we go through the day. Otherwise, temperatures remain in the 50s for now. 54 in Watoma, same for Camp Douglas. Black River Falls at 53, La Crosse and Viroqua at 59 and 55. And again, we will gradually warm things up. But with the cloud cover around here, it's actually going to be hard to truly see a big jump in temperatures as we go throughout today. So it's going to be a little bit of a cooler day around here. It feels like fall, but the shower activity is not all that impressive. We have some showers just to our south. You were talking Monroe, New Glarus working its way over towards Janesville right now, down towards Beloit. That's where we're truly seeing the shower activity. You might see one lone shower begin to work its way throughout southern Dane County over towards Edgerton. Back towards the north and west, we see more showers starting to work their way on into town towards the Twin Cities. Those will be moving into north central Wisconsin. The question is whether or not they hold together long enough to work their way all the way down here. I think we'll be just disturbed enough that I'm going to have to keep that shower chance around in our forecast. But outside of that, we'll certainly see the cloud cover, a lot of thick cloud cover right now from the showers and thunderstorms over southeastern Iowa and central Illinois. That's moving away. We still have some lower grayer cloud cover working its way in from the west as well. That'll be sticking around as we go through today. One of the other things we're going to be watching as we go through the rest of today into Monday and into Tuesday is this area of low pressure that's going to be over the high plains. Eventually, this swings a warm front our direction. Gradually, that comes on through. Once it does, we'll start to see more rain chances along that warm front. Winds turn out of the south on the backside of that. And folks, once we get in on that strong southerly and southwesterly wind, we'll start to really see a warm up in some temperatures. Just wait till I get to the extended. But as we time out today, here's how things play out. Look for highs right around 67. Again, isolated showers at times. Overnight tonight, we'll see those showers come to an end, but we keep the cloud cover around. Then into Monday, we'll see another chance of showers moving on through here. That'll be brief. Then we'll see more isolated showers as we move into your Tuesday morning. Watch what happens on Tuesday. We'll see a high of 84. Plenty of dry times, a chance of showers Tuesday night into Wednesday. We're staying in the 80s through Thursday. Friday, a stronger cold front comes on through here that knocks our temperatures back below average with perhaps a better chance of rain then as well.
I'm looking forward to that Tuesday, and then Saturday looks like it's going to be another beautiful game
Yes,
day.
Saturday looks like the nicer day of that forecast altogether.
I'm just ignoring every day that has raindrops.
Okay, all right. Best of luck with that.
We'll let you focus on that.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, we've been asking you to share your morning with us and check out this gorgeous photo. This is actually from the News 3 Now parking lot. Our producer, Ari, grabbed this. She is our weekday producer, producing the 5 a.m. broadcast. Well, thank you, Ari. And what does your morning look like? You can take a picture and post it on the Channel 3000 Facebook page or on Twitter using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We will share our favorites right here on News 3 this morning. Well, it is 7:18 and bringing movie magic to your local theater. As the temperatures begin to drop, we have some indoor family fun options for you and your kiddos. First up, a stop at Marcus Cinema for some special fall deals. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As we inch closer and closer to fall, you're likely in need of some family fun activities to do inside, and that is where Marcus Cinemas comes in. This month, they're bringing some of your favorite Disney movies back to the theaters ahead of several big Disney releases like Frozen 2. And here to talk with me a little bit more about those deals is Jake Johnson. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning.
And you brought gifts. Popcorn.
Well, you can't go to the movies without popcorn, so we brought our giant refillable tub with us and a couple of great candies for us. It's the perfect add-on to any movie theater experience for sure.
And you're kind of having a little bit of a throwback this fall, so explain what's going on there.
Yeah, so while Hollywood continues to put out great films, which is great and helps us a lot, bringing some of the retro series or older films back, people love seeing that. So we have a great film called the Disney Enchanted Tales series that kicked off on Friday, actually. So this weekend we're showing Moana, and then we're showing Cinderella next weekend, Peter Pan the following weekend, and ending with The Little Mermaid. So great Disney classics for everyone to enjoy.
And it's kind of like a mix of generations. I know The Little Mermaid was something I really grew up with and loved. Is it fun for parents to kind of have the opportunity to see those movies on the big screen again?
Absolutely, and that's kind of the cool part is that you share it with so many different ages, and with movies being redone now with live action, things like The Lion King and Aladdin, people getting to see The Little Mermaid for the first time or Cinderella, it really helps them kind of understand where Disney was and kind of where they are today with as far as making great animated films.
So when can parents take their kiddos to go see that, and what are the costs there?
Yeah, so it's a great program in that sense. It's only $6 for a movie ticket.
So that's great.
It's a huge savings. It's a great opportunity for a lot of families to come and see something on a cheaper amount. Kids love movies, but sometimes it can be a little expensive when they're watching some of it or not all of it. So, and actually we're running them all day. So a lot of times in our past, like our Kids Dream series, we run one screen in the morning or maybe a noon show. This is a full day, just like a normal run in a movie theater for only $6 all day. It's an amazing deal.
Is that because of the reaction you've had? People saying they want to see, have more opportunities to see these?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the best part about these things is we actually have an opportunity to give people lots of options, and they don't have to fit it in just the morning or just the evening. It's any time that works for their schedule, and we get to get them to see the movie as much as they want.
And then, in addition to those throwbacks, some really big, exciting movies hitting the theaters. Explain those.
Yeah, so it's a really great year for us. There's been a lot of different movies made. This year has been apparently the most movies made by any year ever,
I believe it.
which is great because lots of different options. It 2, the Chapter 2 movie premiered on Thursday night. It's very scary. It's great, but people really like it, so that came out. And there's lots of different stuff coming out. There's obviously the end of the Star Wars trilogy in December that comes out. We have another series for the remake of Jumanji coming out. The second series that is in Thanksgiving time. We have the Joker coming out in October. There's no shortage of films for everybody to come and see.
Lots to look forward to, and even those ones that you just named, such a variety of genres and tastes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for waking up with us, Jake. We always appreciate it, and I'm going to start eating my breakfast, aka this popcorn, and thanks again.
You got it.
Well, stay with us. There is a half hour of news still ahead here on News 3 this morning, Sunday. Next, we are running through the morning's top stories, and then we're heading backstage with Bruno to check out the latest local production. We'll be right back.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning. It's September 8th. I'm Keely Arthur. We'll get a check on weather with Chris in just a second. But first, here are the 3 things you need to know as you get your day started. The town of Beloit's Police Department is asking for your help in tracking down thieves in the area. In a Facebook post overnight, the police department's page said it's received multiple reports of thefts from vehicles in the Garden Village area. Officers are also looking for any video footage that may have been taken in that area between 7 and 9 o'clock Saturday night. Now, this is the second time in just 3 days that the department has had to post a message like this. And the 2019 Ironman is officially underway this morning. The event brings some of the best athletes in the Midwest to Madison each year. You are taking a live look right now at the starting line of the swimming portion of the competition. Lots of athletes in the water right now. And it started nearly an hour ago over in Lake Monona. Then the biking portion will cover a total of 112 miles across Dane County before the race wraps up with the marathon through downtown Madison and the UW campus. The finish line is over on MLK Boulevard. And of course, the race means plenty of road closures for the biking and running portions. In the city of Madison, closures for the biking will last from 7:30 in the morning until about 5:30 at night. That includes East Lakeside Street east of John Nolan Drive, Olin Turville Court, and the Beltline on and off ramps from Rimrock Road, as well as Badger Road west of Rimrock. The running route will also have some major streets closed from noon until midnight. That includes much of the Capitol Square, State Street, Langdon Street, University Ave, Monroe Street, and West Dayton. We have links to all of the maps and these closures over on our website, channel3000.com. And switching over to weather, here is Chris Reese. And Chris, things looking pretty good to start for those athletes.
Yeah, not bad. It won't be hot. I can say that much. Temperatures should at least be comfortable for the athletes. There's a lot of cloud cover out there as well. Temperatures right now 57 with the winds out of the east and northeast at 8 miles per hour. There has not been a lot of rain coming out of this cloud cover today, and I think that begins to work in our favor. A lot of the rain has been passing towards the south. We have some rain starting to move in throughout northern Wisconsin and south central Minnesota. We'll see how quickly that can approach us, but even still, it's going to take a very long while to get here since it is slow moving. But immediately in our area, it's just a cloud cover and some showers to our south. That's going to be moving in towards Janesville as we go through any moment now. So be prepared for a little water coming out of the sky down there. Temperature-wise, 53 in Juneau, 57 as you work your way up towards Fond du Lac. Boscobel at 59, Platteville also at 57. Same for our friends in Monroe right now. We will begin to warm up as we go through the day. It's just going to take a little bit of time. That cloud cover is going to make things slow going for us. But we'll hit the 60s at some point, and then we'll gradually warm up towards the low and mid 60s for those highs later on this afternoon. I'm looking at a high right around 67 degrees. And then there are more rain chances and perhaps a big warm up, maybe 20 degrees warmer than today coming up in the forecast. I'll have that main weather in a bit. Keely?
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Well, into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight, a missing Madison man has been found safe. A silver alert was issued after 77-year-old Donald Miller was reported missing late Saturday. Madison police tell us he is now okay, and they are not going to release any additional information. The Kathy Rasmussen Women's Theater, or KRAS, is dedicated to fostering women playwrights and directors. In the latest project called Fake Mom, it hits the stage for the world premiere next week, and our Michael Bruno goes backstage for a preview.
Jules, would you hire this woman?
Need to practice discussing difficult topics with your parents? Hire Fake Mom.
The story is there's an African-American woman and a Jewish man, and they've been a couple for a while, and they plan to marry. And they're a little nervous about telling their families because they're not sure their families are going to open their arms to this idea of them getting married. So they hire a company, a service that's called Fake Mom, where you can tell your whole story to someone before you tell your own families and try it out.
Your brother is bringing his girlfriend.
David's taking Sheila to Mom's for dinner.
Sheila's smart, pretty, and Jewish, And a doctor. Your mother must adore her. I love presenting issues in art. I think that it's important, and I think there are things that we need to see, and I think that there are things that we need to talk about and think about and laugh about. I think that laughing about these things give us an opportunity to think about them more deeply later. So, yeah, it's a fun play, but there are serious issues in it, such as racism, and we've been learning about ourselves and laughing through it, which I think is very, very healthy, and everyone should do it. This Thursday, 4 days from now, perfect opportunity. Tell her you're bringing your girlfriend too.
Is that a good idea?
What a good idea. This character was a little hard for me at the beginning because she didn't appear, at least in my first reading, to be very likable. And as an actor, I feel like you have to really like your character. You have to find something about that character that you can relate to. And it's been an interesting process for me because at first I was like, she wouldn't do this, she wouldn't do that. And then I think, well, she would do that. Okay, she'd do this. She might do it in a little different way. She might do it with a smile rather than having to be angry about how she's feeling.
It sounds like you think gay people and black people are animals.
Don't be silly. Some of my best friends are black. Oh, I don't know how you boys got so sensitive. You used to be an excellent trombone player, and now you teach high school math and fencing on the side. Jews don't fence.
I teach fencing at the Jewish Center.
So tell me a little bit about the process that you're going through when you're coming to create a character that's never been done before. This is the world premiere. So does that give you a lot of freedom and license, or is it kind of daunting to think I'm creating this person for the first time?
As you know, we've been working with our director as the playwright, so she's there to kind of see what we're bringing to the rehearsals, to the character, and say, yes, I like that, no, I didn't like that, but also give us the freedom to try different things, and in fact, asks us to try different things. They're sick all the time.
You could be an accountant, like your brother.
Bye, Mom.
Looks pretty interesting. Again, you can catch Fake Mom at the Bartell Theater starting September 13th until the 18th. Get tickets at bartelltheater.org. It is 7:36, and follow the Vine over to Hilldale Shopping Center this morning. We're getting a first look at the immersive experience popping up this weekend in Madison. That'll have you feeling more like you're in an Italian vineyard than at a Madison mall. It's never too early for a pour of a drink, and that's what we're doing just ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
Well, good Sunday morning. We have been tracking the cloud cover for you all day long. There have been some areas of showers, but they've been fairly hit or miss. Plan that cloud cover sticking around, folks, all day long. Some of you may get a shower here and there, but not everyone will get in on the shower activity later on. Temperatures, they'll warm up into the 60s, but thanks to the cloud cover, they're going to be staying in the 60s. We'll see those highs right around 67. Keely.
All right, thank you, Chris. An immersive complimentary wine tasting experience is stopping at Madison's Hilldale Mall today. You can learn more about wine and how it's made during Santa Margarita's Follow the Vine Summer Experimental Tour. It's in town today, and here to talk with us a little bit more about that is Jane Scott. Good morning, Jane.
Morning.
So explain what's happening over at Hilldale today.
Sure. So little background. Santa Margarita's been making wines in Italy, in the Veneto and Tuscany for about the last 80 years.
Wow.
Obviously, everybody doesn't get to go to Italy every day, so our thought was to bring Italy to life in our vineyards for the citizens of Madison today at Hilldale Mall. So they'll come in, it's an immersive experience, they'll come in and wander through a maze of vines, and within that there's a signature cocktail to taste, some food and wine pairings, and ultimately they'll taste the 4 wines that we show here.
Okay.
The range, our famous Pinot Grigio, our Chianti Classico Reserva, our Prosecco Superiore, and our sparkling rosé.
Wow.
So should
Sounds
be
delicious.
super fun.
And you know, with wine, everybody has their, preference. Is there something for everyone in these 4 categories?
You bet. The most important thing with wine is you're meant to enjoy it. So it's ultimately what you like and what your taste is. Our commitment is to give you the best possible product with our commitment to our quality and the lands that we source the grapes from.
You know, people in Madison really, I think, are kind of coming into the wine scene, are getting a little bit more familiar with it. What makes these wines, maybe a little different from more regional wines that people are used to?
Sure. So, of course, our wines come from Italy.
Yes.
And one of the things that our founder 80 years ago really committed to was speaking to the local and regional experts to make sure that these are a true expression of what their lands can grow.
Okay.
So there is something for everyone, of course, if you like wine, from red to white to bubbles. So hopefully there'll be something you can enjoy.
And how can people enjoy this? So over at Hilldale, explain what time it's at and if there's any costs.
There's no cost. It's open to everyone who's 21 years or older.
Okay.
It's open from noon till 7 today. They will ask for ID and ask you to sign in, but that's it.
And is it just kind of throughout Hilldale Mall? I know there's some different entrances into that mall and that walking area.
It's outside,
Yes.
so look for the big dome.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jane, for waking up with us and sharing all of your wine expertise. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Chris is back with your full forecast just ahead. This is News 3 Now this morning. But first, let's take a look at who is turning 3. Happy birthday, Millicent.
Good morning, class. Welcome to Weather 101. By the end of this, you will know what to expect. Before you head outside today, let's start things out with the temperature. It's 56 here in Madison. Of course, plenty of cloud cover around. We've been watching that cloud cover, folks, all morning long. Winds out of the east and northeast, they're picking up now. They've gone from 7 to 8, now at 10 miles per hour at the airport. The dew point has actually come down a little bit as a result of some of that drier air coming in from the north and east. Our temperature has also fallen a degree from 57 down towards 56. Basketball, though, you guys have made it to 60. Congratulations this morning. 59 in Janesville as well. As you work your way towards the lakeshore, things are a couple degrees warmer. 62 in Milwaukee, 61 over in Kenosha. Shower activity, that's mainly towards the south. You might be getting in on some light showers in Edgerton, down towards Milton, over then towards Janesville and down towards Beloit. That's where we're seeing the highest concentration of any kind of showers right now. Back towards the north and west, we might see some other showers try to stream in out of southern Minnesota, especially later on tonight into tomorrow. We're, of course, going to be keeping a very close eye on that, but since we don't have as many showers, what we're paying most attention to is the cloud cover. I think that's what most of us are going to be noticing as we go through today. Some lower cloud cover is coming in behind the higher cloud tops that you see now moving out of us. So that's why you see that bright color. Now it becomes a darker color. These are taller clouds versus not as tall clouds, but it's still going to be somewhat of a gray day out there. We're going to be staying gray. A region of low pressure back towards the west is going to continue to keep those cloud chances around as we head into Monday. Eventually, the warm front comes our direction, especially Monday night into Tuesday. That'll be the best chance for some showers and thunderstorms that are all going to be focused along that warm front. That'll likely be a light rain. Once that warm front goes towards the north, the clouds break up a little bit, but then we get warm at this point. This really opens up the door to some of the warm air to come in from the south, along with a little bit more of the humidity as well. That's going to keep things unsettled as we go through the week. But in the meantime, here's how things play out today. 67 for your high. I can't rule out some isolated showers and thunderstorms at times. We begin to cool down overnight tonight. We'll see those lows right around 53 to 52 degrees. Then into tomorrow, we'll see multiple rounds of some shower and thunderstorm chances coming on through. But notice none of those are washouts as a whole. It's the warm-up that comes on behind that, though, that you're certainly going to notice. We go from 67 today to 84 by Tuesday. We'll stay in the 80s all the way through Thursday before gradually cooling back down. We'll see how the trees respond to that one. In the meantime, this is the forecast as we go through the next 10 days, folks. We'll have rain chances just about every single day, but none of those days are going to be washout days. It's simply a matter of being prepared for changing weather every single day.
Thank you, Professor Reese.
Oh, my pleasure.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did.
Circle?
You really did. I like it.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Well, there's all day long on News 3 Now, and then tomorrow morning we're getting your family ready for the winter guests already with our annual Coach for Kids drop. Welcome back. From majestic natural landscapes to spectacular creations, each week CBS News is exploring places that make America beautiful. So to end the show this morning, we are headed west to a quaint hillside in Central California known as the Field of Light.
It's 15 acres filled with tiny light bulbs of vibrant colors. Jamie Yukas takes us inside what makes this spot in America so beautiful.
Nature's beauty is highlighted with a little help from technology. More than 58,000 solar-powered spheres shimmer and shine, winding through the fields in Paso Robles.
My feeling is that this is magic.
Well, the landscape is magic.
This mesmerizing installation is the work of British artist Bruce Monroe.
All I'd say to everybody is keep looking at nature, and all the answers are there for us to discover.
The discovery begins in the early evening as visitors gather for food and wine and a stroll through the field, first in daylight. Then, as the sun goes down, the experience changes.
It's what the world needs right now. You see all the beautiful light and potential and possibility.
The idea came to light a world away in Uluru, Australia, when Monroe visited back in 1992. Near this ancient sandstone considered sacred to the indigenous peoples, Monroe experienced a kind of revelation.
I felt that there was this sort of energy coming out of the floor of the desert. That's when I realized that how you feel and expressing how you feel is really a very important part of art.
After the death of his father and turning 40, Monroe felt the need to create something more. So he bought a home in England with a field behind it and refinanced it in order to build his first field of light.
I assume that was kind of a difficult discussion with your wife.
There wasn't really a discussion at the time. And I promise you, I've never done this before or since. My wife wasn't best pleased when she saw the field sort of sporting these flowers of light, and she looked into the heavens and thought, oh my God, what's he done? So I did say I'm sorry, and she's forgiven me.
That's good. You're still married.
We're still married, yeah.
He went back to Uluru to create the first large-scale field of light, which put him on the map as an artist. Over the last 15 years, he's created whimsical scenes, including a blue moon, a sparkling sea of CDs, even lollipops of light. Here at Sensorio in Central California, imaginations are running wild.
Lights just pop out so well together. I kind of saw emotions.
Emotions?
Yeah.
Like what?
Blue sad, orange is frustrated, red is angry, pink is in love. Is that an emotion? We're children.
The Field of Light, a massive collection of fiber optic cables, is meant to enhance the natural surroundings. It's art that touches the soul.
Might solve a few problems in the world if we did a bit more of this.
And more of this is what Monroe is ready to do. Lighten up the world with a memorable glow.
This is located halfway between Los Angeles and San Francisco, so it's about a 3 to 3.5 hour drive from either location. But that didn't stop people from Minnesota or London from coming here when we visited a couple weeks ago. If you'd like to come, it's open Wednesdays through Sundays until about January the 5th. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Paso Robles, California.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We were just like watching that, eating
I was
our
like,
popcorn.
I know, that was entertainment right there. Happy Sunday.
Kind of a good day to hunker down, eat some popcorn, stay inside maybe a little bit.
It's going to be a little
Depends on who
gray.
you are.
It's going to be a little gray. It won't be all that damp outside, but you might get some showers here and there. Temperatures aren't going to warm up all that much, though. Look for highs into the 60s today. We'll be in the 70s on Monday. Check out Tuesday. Keely is excited. Maybe one last pool day if it hasn't closed yet. Enjoy this next stretch of a couple days, but the rain chances will certainly be there, so you'll be playing Splash and Dash all week long. Here's your pet walk. Here's Wrigley and Monroe with the Green Bay bow tie going on.
Maybe
I
a
like
Chicago/Wisconsin fan. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.